It's a pleasure to welcome you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
It's not often I get the opportunity to sit with a great swimmer from India, a woman, to participate in a sport which was not encouraged not very long ago for women. You have been very blessed to have participated and won close to 150 medals across the games, including the Asiad and the Olympics. Before I come to the women leadership part, I want to ask you, how did you get inspired to participate in, first of all, before you even go for competitive swimming, somebody should need to encourage you to participate in swimming in the first place. So it must be the parents, grandparents, somebody must have taken that initiative and the guts to say, okay, my girl can go and do this.
Yeah, it was a bit of a comedy of errors, really. I was not fond of swimming. It was not my first sport of choice. I have a younger brother who had severe asthma at the time, so the doctor recommended that he take up swimming to help his lung capacity. And I wanted to be a runner, but the academy that we went to took kids only when they were 9, and I was 8 at the time. So I was taken along to the pool, and honestly, it was just one thing that led to another, and I started enjoying swimming. And I won my first national medal at 9, and started representing India at the age of 12. And so, like you said, it's while that initial nudge was not necessarily through my parents or anyone who had done this in the family in the past, but the support and the encouragement that they gave me from day one was really what led me to go all the way to the Olympics.
Were a lot of girls participating at the time, or was do you think was okay for you to participate or no?
I think there could have been more girls participating in a sport like swimming. I think some of the hesitations that my teammates who had to drop out was around just the clothing that you wear, the swimsuits that you wear, so their families weren't comfortable with it. Then we obviously train in the hot sun, so people are getting tanned, and so some kids were not comfortable with that, or their families were not comfortable with it. Then of course the balancing academics along with the sport is not easy in a system like India, where a lot of times you have to make that choice between one or the other. So I did see a lot of my teammates drop out for multiple different reasons, and so it would have been nice if we had a developed ecosystem in India that allowed all girls, all boys to pursue a sport, not just swimming, but to pursue academics and sport, because I really do believe that the things that we learn on the playing field, none of that you're going to get from any textbook ever. So if we can start approaching sport and competition as a learning, just like we look at academics learning, I think we will have a lot more well-rounded individuals ready to take on different roles.
You touched on multiple points. I think what is important, and especially I see girls and boys here when they are encouraged to play sports or any other team activities, leadership is one of the essential qualities that builds in you, and then team spirit and determination and goal setting, all these come, like you said, you can't learn it from books. All those things, I'm sure, added a lot of value to you. Where I felt, going back 10 years now, I think things are drastically improving, is there aren't much career choices if you want to pursue only sports and make a living out of it. But things are evolving and changing now. How do you see that particular role?
Things are definitely changing. I mean, when I was competing, there were very, very limited options. Forget about in the swimming industry, but even in the sport industry, like sports management was probably the only thing, or athlete management were the two avenues. If you wanted to stick in sport, you could pursue. And today, any which way you look at it, there is a connection with sport, whether it is finance, whether it is business, whether it is tech, whether it is AI, or everything is somehow connected into sport. And so the avenues and the opportunities for someone to pursue a degree in a technical field while also pursuing their passion in a sport, and then combining both those into a career related to sport, I think it's never been more than it is today. So I think if we can show all these different pathways to people that are in sport, I think it will allow them to explore and capitalize on these opportunities when they do come around.
How does then it materialize for you to becoming a mother and a better role model, I should say, now that you have had learnings. Are you a little different than some of the other friends and family that you see around who are also raising kids your age?
I think we tend to gravitate to the people who we're most like. So fortunately for me, a lot of my friends, we're all very active, and that's some of them I have grown up with. They were my swimming teammates back in India, so we've known each other ever since we were kids, and so that's something that we've taken with us when we all understand the value of movement, understand the value of physical activity, and so that's definitely something that we are trying to pass on to the kids as well. And they're 3 and 6, so they're full of energy, so they're running whether you tell them to or not. So I think that makes it easier.
Now that you're also a professional, you work for a startup, it kind of coming of a full circle, right? So how do you then advise younger girls who are in middle school, high school, or even college, trying to balance, something that they aspire to become, which is not just really academics oriented, but whether it's sports or arts or culture, whatever it is. What would be your advice to them?
I think it comes down to just prioritization. There's so many distractions that we have available to us today. Whether that is social media, whether that is just endless Netflix shows or whatever it is, right? Distractions. And so I think if it's something that you are truly passionate about pursuing, we tend to find a way to balance it. And I think knowing what the role that activity is going to play in your own well-being or in your own journey, I think if we can place that, it helps us prioritize and find the time. And I think sport and extracurricular, one of the key things that we learn is time management. So you just tap into something that you already have.
Well, it's been wonderful. Thank you for being who you are and inspiring so many other young girls out there. Appreciate it so much.
Thank you so much. Thanks.